Michael Cohen, this is a mistake Trump is making in his Georgia. This is the mistake Trump is making in his Georgia case. Jeff got Bill Clinton again. I don't want to fucking see that. I don't care about that shit. I don't know.
As he will now surrender on Thursday in Georgia. Unlike in his other indictments, the former president will be required to pay a cash bond in Georgia, just like 61% of people charged with a felony in this country. My next guest was one of those people back in 2018 when he faced a $500,000 bond for his actions in protecting Donald Trump. Michael Cohen's book is Revenge. He has 2 podcasts, Political Breakdown and Mea Culpa, and he joins me now. Michael, I mean,
damn,
what do you
he
make
has another podcast?
of
Michael Cohen is doing too many podcasts, man. He's doing too much. He needs to dial it back a little bit. Okay, Michael, you better chill the fuck out with all these podcasts, brother.
Trump's $200,000 bond, the fact that he, unlike in his other ones, he is going to have to post at least part of that here.
Look, at the end of the day, $200,000, he'll have no problem with raising the money. Worst comes to worst, he'll go to his stupid.
Mea Culpa has some great guests, though. Yeah, like me. I've been on his podcast. Michael Cohen is unironically a friend of the show. Chatters, for those of you who don't know.
With supporters to do it, and they'll just pony it up to one of his various different PACs. But I find it ironic or comical that I had to post a $500,000 bond for another man having an affair and receiving back the money that I received from him, and his is $200,000 for trying to overturn a free and fair election. I mean, I don't see the correlation, but it is what it is.
You mentioned his legal defense fund that he has. Jenna Ellis, who is a former Trump attorney that was a vociferous defender of his, is now saying, this has become a bigger principle than just one man. Why isn't MAGA Inc. funding everyone's defense? I mean, what do you make of the fact that there are some people whose legal bills he covers and other people like Jen Ellis who are upset that their bills aren't being covered?
There's never a reason for Donald that you can actually isolate and say, why is he paying, well, we know for Don Jr., right, or for Kimberly Gargoyle, but we don't know as to why not for Jen Ellis, why not for Rudy Giuliani. Donald's an idiot. Let me just be very clear when it comes to paying money. He is truly an idiot. He has not learned yet that
Kimberly
the last
Gargoyle.
person that you want, 3 people you don't want to throw under the bus like that, your lawyer, your doctor, and your mechanic. Because one way or the other, you're going to go down the hill and there'll be no brakes. That's the problem. He has still not learned. And allegedly, from Rudy's own mouth, he claims that he has smoking gun information about Donald.
The best part about it is he claimed that he had like super secret information that was going to save him, right? And he was just going to reveal it and it was going to be awesome. And that was supposed to happen yesterday. And then he decided, never mind. We're not doing that.
Well, if that's true, I strongly suggest Rudy, and I don't have to suggest anything to Rudy. He's the one that, basically came up with this concept of strong-arming when he was the head of the Southern District of New York. He's going to need to speak, and he's going to need to speak before everybody else does.
You think Trump's making a mistake by not paying for more of Rudy Giuliani's legal fees?
Absolutely.
What do you think about Rudy Giuliani? I mean, what we are told from our reporting is that he went down there with Bob Costello, his attorney, twice in late April. And I was told by sources, they basically told Trump it was in his best interest to pay for Rudy Giuliani's legal fees. He paid a small fee, but not the 7 figures that he's dealing with.
Or any of the money that Donald allegedly owed to Rudy from past performance, which, again, it's not the job that Rudy did for Donald. I don't know if I would pay either, but at the end of the day, when your life is basically hanging on the line, once again, you just don't really want to throw another lawyer under the bus.
What do you make of the restrictions that were placed as part of Trump's
He's right.
bond deal?
He's right. So for him to be like, for him to leave his lawyers cut and dry as they are now his like co-defendants is going to cook his case. It makes it so much easier for them to, it makes it so much easier for the judge and the prosecutors to just like pick all of their testimonies apart. There's no collaboration. It's a fucking dream, dude. I mean, you're basically designing the court case with flips in mind. Fannie Willis better not let this fucking guy get close to Atlanta. What is this? Man guilty in attack on Black Lives Matter protest with claw and car. Frank Cavalluzzi wearing a glove fitted with serrated blades accosted a peaceful group of demonstrators in Whitestone, Queens in June 2020. This is the final boss of MAGA, dude. Final MAGA boss. Looks like the human embodiment of heart disease. You know what I mean? Just his blood pressure is so fucking high. MAGA Wolverine. Wolverine. They called him White Claw. I love that. God, so much content. America just constantly giving us content.
Today, it's essentially not threatening other co-defendants, unindicted co-conspirators, witnesses in this case. It says that's included but not limited to posts on social media or repost of other people, what they say.
Yeah. So unless you're the recipient of the hatred that comes from Donald Trump's posts, like I have been and continue to be, unless you're the recipient of the hatred from the people that follow Donald, you really can't understand how devastating it is. I applaud the judge for putting restrictions on him. And I understand the argument about the First Amendment, that they're stifling the former president, the Republican presumed nominee. I get it. But Donald, with his dog whistle, truly has the ability to change people's lives.
You think he can comply with this?
No chance. No chance. He can't.
And what happens if he doesn't?
Probably nothing will happen because there's obviously a fear of putting somebody in jail. I mean, maybe they'll increase his bond and then they'll do it again and then maybe even a fourth time. But Donald can't help himself. When he has a hatred or an ire for somebody, he cannot help but get it off his chest.
Paul Reed outside the Fulton County Courthouse starts.
Maggie Haberman, this move in Trump's Georgia case is unprecedented. Illinois woman charged with threatening to kill Trump and son Barron. Wait, what the fuck? Protect Barron. Guys, have you seen the Barron photo, by the way? It's insane. It's insane. You cannot, first of all, you can't kill Barron Trump because he is like constantly growing. He's a giant. He's like 7'8" now or something. Like, it's not happening. You know what I mean? He's already, look at this. Look at this. He would accidentally kill you if you went up to him. When he was like he's the type, he has the body type of a child who would accidentally step on you and kill you, okay? He would try to shake your hand and just like break your fist. How can he look 11 but also be 900 feet tall? Dude, he is so massive, dude. I hate that his hair is exactly like Donald Trump's. He literally looks like he is 3 children in a fucking massive, comically sized suit. How old is he now? He's like 17, right? He looks like he might pet my dog too roughly. Yeah, no, you got to keep dogs away from him. He's killed 8 so far. He's 17. I don't even understand how the fuck he got so much larger than his dad. But I guess I'm a lot taller than my dad too. Like, I'm 6'4", my dad is like 6 foot. And Trump, I think, is like 6'3" or 6'4". So Barron is like gonna be 6'8", 6'9", maybe 7 foot. I don't fucking know. Melania, Slovenian, they get tall as shit too. My man has motherfucking Osama bin Laden height, okay? Do not let that go to waste like Osama did. Play some fucking basketball, okay? I'm sick and tired of this shit. If you are over 6'4", it's going to waste. It's going to fucking waste. You better be balling. You fucking better be balling, okay? Watch the first 30 seconds of this and look how similar he looks to his dad when Donald was 33.
You're up here in your neighborhood. Take a look at my next guest. There's a report around Wall Street that this is what he has.
Oh my God, he looks identical. What the fuck? Dude, that's
Trump,
crazy.
Years old, and some people think that he wants to buy the World Trade Center, the 110-story Manhattan skyscraper that anyone.
Donald Trump always wanted to have the tallest building on Wall Street, if you guys recall. That's what he said on 9/11. On the morning of 9/11, he's like, now, now my building is the tallest on Wall Street.
One can pick up if they've got the coins. Donald Trump, as I say, is just 33 years old. He took his father's rather modest by current standards real estate empire in Brooklyn and expanded it considerably. He now has an apartment for sale in a new.
I'm not gonna lie, as much as we like the joke about, Melania is like letting Matthew Calamari hit, I have zero doubts in my mind that this is a Trumpian child, okay? This kid has the Trump seed written all over him, okay? Like, he looks more like Donald Trump than any of the other Trump children. Like, no DNA test needed. You can see it with your eyes, okay? Even the way he carries himself is, like, odd and goofy, just like Donald Trump. They're going to be like the MAGA royal family. MAGA grandmas would kill for Barron, I guarantee. Bro, I would kill for Barron. I want to defend him. I want to protect him. Look at him. Look at how fucking large he is. He's so tall. It's like one of those like old school royal family defects. You know what I mean? Like how tall he is seems like it's like a genetic defect caused by inbreeding, even though Trump and Melania are nowhere near related, right? What? He does look like that. He is. He's out here pulling up like the Slender Man, dude. So an Illinois woman is threatening to kill Trump and Barron, protect Barron, obviously.
Starts us off. Paula, is it clear why the former president won't just be released on his own recognizance?
Well, Anderson Cooper, down here in Fulton County, the way this works is that first you negotiate your bond agreement, then you surrender, and then a judge schedules an initial appearance for you, an arraignment. That's your first time going before the judge. Now, in this case, even though this is his fourth indictment, this is the first time that he has had to post cash bond. He's also subject to a lot of other restrictions that are unique, clearly tailored to him, including being barred from threatening anyone else involved in this case, especially on social media, because we have seen him attack judges, prosecutors, witnesses in this case, and this appears tailored to him because we've seen 4 other defendants today negotiate their bond agreements anywhere from $10,000 to $100,000. And while they're also barred from talking to their co-defendants, none of them have this social media provision. So that's 5 defendants of the 19 in this case, 14 more to go with these bond agreements.
And what more do you know about the threats against employees of the Fulton County Sheriff's Office?
Yeah, this is significant, Anderson, because these are not the first threats that we've seen down here in Fulton County as a result of this case. Our colleague Nick Valencia has learned that employees in the Fulton County Sheriff's Office have been facing threats to themselves and their homes. Of course, last week we reported on how there have also been threats against officials, including the district attorney, Fani Willis, and even the grand jurors who voted to indict Trump, because down here in Fulton County, their names were published as part of the indictment. Now we know the FBI is working on some of those threats, but it also appears that today's bond restrictions are part of an attempt to tamp down some of these threats.
Sheriff staff facing threats ahead of Trump's surrender? Fuck are they gonna do?
There's also a new court filing from the special counsel pushing back on the former president's request for a 2026 start date. Jack Smith has asked for a start date of January 2nd, 2024. What more is Smith saying?
Anderson, clearly they're quite far apart. I mean, the Trump team is asking for a trial date that would be nearly 3 years after indictment, and it's about 2 years further out than what the special counsel is asking for. So today, the special counsel.
I think one thing that these guys always forget is how like insanely powerful cops are, especially sheriffs. Like, you're gonna fuck around with a sheriff? Like, do you know what they'll do to you? It's like the same principle behind those 4chan losers who were like threatening to execute a sheriff on 4chan, thinking that they had anonymity on 4chan. And then they very quickly realized, like, no, the fuck you don't. Like, these people are partially due to your justification for their existence, basically like demigods, okay? They have incredible amounts of power. They can kill you and get away with it. They can arrest you and rob you of your freedom and get away with it. They can steal your shit and get away with it. All of this is perfectly legal. So when you like try to threaten a sheriff or a sheriff's staff for doing their fucking job, they are going to have a shit ton of animosity towards you. Same with judges, for example. And what you fail to recognize, what is this good breakdown of the Logan Paul Dillon stuff? Yeah, I'll talk about this later. I'm just so fucking annoyed with it. I think it's like creepy and gross, and all these like weird losers are being so weird and so losery.
Counsel had a chance to respond, and they accused the defense attorneys of exaggerating the amount of discovery and misrepresenting the facts. Now, the ultimate arbiter in all of this is Judge Tanya Chutkan. She is a federal judge, has been on the bench for about a decade.
If you
She's nominated
are
by former President Obama.
in agreement with any of that shit.
I've been in court with her on this case, and one thing's pretty clear, Anderson. She wants to move this along quickly. And next week, she said she will set a date for that January 6th trial.
All right, Paul Reed, appreciate it.
Don't be parasocial for Logan Paul. I'm not. First of all, it's impossible for me to be parasocial for Logan Paul. One, because like I'm friends with Mike and Jeff and other people in his vicinity, but I don't like Logan Paul. I've been very open about not liking Logan Paul. That doesn't change the fucking reality that like Dylan Dennis is a absolute shitlord and has said the grossest things. Like, it is shocking to me that it's not shocking to me. I was even in my fucking haze when I was like having fever dreams. Okay. I don't know why I was thinking about this, because it's been like frustrating to me to experience and watch all over my goddamn timeline. So much so that I'm actually going to move over to and talk about that drama real quickly, because I want to address it.